just surprises me or amazes me when you come across people in this forum that are supposed to be intelligent people that just seem to lack common sense. I had a recent discussion with a gentleman who swore that in all versions of Wing Chun, Bong Sau does not lift. It only presses and goes forward. I kept pointing out, well, what about this second section from the Chum Kiu form? Seems to me that's a rising lifting motion, does it not? Now granted, when you're in contact with somebody who's crossed your bridge and they apply pressure to your bridge and you Bong Sau, you're going straight across. But if my hands are inferior and all of a sudden something's coming at my face and I don't have time to come around with another technique, my default move is like an old shit Bong Sau. Is that not a lifting, rising motion? He kept swearing that, oh, if you do a lifting with your Bong Sau, you're going to wreck your shoulders. Well, I've been doing Wing Chun for over 20 years. My shoulders work fine, thank you very much. He even did a video hanging a big kettlebell from his elbow and showing that you can lift it with Tong Sau, but you can't lift it with Bong Sau. Well, duh! That's just freaking common sense. But a Bong Sau doesn't work that way. You're not using a Bong Sau as if something's hanging from your elbow and you're trying to lift it in the air. That's not how Bong Sau works. Bong Sau works by using structural strength and an upward vector to push something off the center. It comes from below. Something is on top of your bridge and creates a Bong Sau, and you Bong Sau to divert it. If you're in a more inferior position, they've pressed down, then you can step and pivot and use structural strength to lift them off center. Right? If you're doing Chi Sao, and I'm sure many of you have done this, you're doing Chi Sao, and suddenly your arms are crossed, and they're on top of you, how do you get out of that? You Guan Sao, right? I'm doing Chi Sao, my arms are crossed, Guan Sao. Is that not a lifting motion? Boom, boom, arms crossed, Guan Sao, bam, boom, boom, arms crossed, Guan Sao, bam. Huh? The dummy form. The opening section, the very opening section from the dummy form. You're here, you do Zhang Sao, strike. What do I do from here? Drop my arm, lift. Is that not a lifting Bong Sau? Lift. Or from here, boom, drop my arm, lift. Turn the corner. Lifting motion. It just amazes me. People don't use frickin' common sense. You can't do a Bong Sau without a lifting aspect at some point. Maybe you're stuck on the idea of lifting, like lifting a weight. Maybe rising is a better word. But it goes from an inferior position to a more superior position. There's even a technique in Gula Wing Chun called Cup Da Sao. Cup Da Sao is to come boom and drop. So there's a lift and drop motion, right? Guy's on top of me, right? And I lift, and the lift is not lifting up. The lift is a diversion to push him off center. It doesn't take a lot of strength. I'm not lifting the dude off the ground. You're coming up and you're diverting him off the center. You lift and then you got a Lop Sau and you smash downward. Boom! Boom! And you tell me that's not a lifting motion. And that's not going to destroy my shoulder. Thank you very much. It's a structural thing. I'm pushing from my hip. I got alignment. I'm turning and I'm deflecting him off center. I'm not taking his weight upon me and lifting his upward. He even shared a video from the Chu Song Ting guy, Nima King, explaining, and Nima was showing the Bong Sau and saying, Bong Sau doesn't lift. But then he shows, he's in this position, contacting the guy's arm, and he does this. And the guy's arm goes, whoop, clearly lifting. So, and I understood that what Nima was talking about is the Bong Sau does not lift upward. You don't support someone's weight. He meant use the rotating motion to deflect offline and not try to lift somebody straight up. But clearly there was some rising action in that, right? Somebody's on top of my bridge and I'm going to Bong Sau. My elbow is rising, is it not? And if he's contacted here, his arm is going to travel that way. There is a lifting action there, even this small in this situation. If my arms are down and his punch is coming at my face and I do this, Well, there's definitely a lifting action. So, again, for somebody that's supposed to be knowledgeable to state that in all Wing Chun lineages, the Bong Sau does not lift. It only presses and goes forward. It's like, holy cow. Alright, my rant is over. I could not make this make sense to this guy online, so I've made a video.